Welcome, I'm Sarah D. I'm going to share 3 steps with you that I shared a long time ago. How to release upset and to remember the lesson. I'm going to talk about a conversation I overheard yesterday. And I'm going to talk about a little bit about this picture here, which actually some people get upset about. Or when I used to have a picture of Jesus up here, people would get upset about that. Or maybe even my belief that I usually do have up here behind me. Everyone believes in something or someone. Often what we believe is that we suck. At least that's been my experience, and when I talk to others, they relate as well. That often they find what is wrong with them or wrong with somebody else so that it doesn't have to be wrong with them, kind of like the age-old Adam and Eve story. The snake was speaking with Eve, and Eve thought what the snake said was a good idea. Adam thought what Eve said was a good idea. And they all, well, I don't know that the snake felt shame, but Adam and Eve felt shame, and they blamed, and there we go. So we often think things about ourselves to feel shamed, and that's not what we are here to do. Perhaps the Adam and Eve story is a warning story. Don't do that. Maybe that's what it is, as opposed to a pattern to follow. Just a thought. I have no answers. I have very few answers. I have many questions, and I share those questions with you and the answers that for now are working for me. And I would really like your answers and your things that help you as well. If you are bold and brave enough to comment. And then after I talk about I'm going to do the 3 steps. I'm going to talk about a conversation I heard. And then I'm going to sing a song. It's called I Am Weak. And the thing is, I don't like to focus that I am weak, but when I think I suck, that's what I'm focusing on, right? When you think you suck, you're not feeling your most powerful. Which brings me to my cup of chamomile tea. I've had a lot of health issues for the last 3 years. Very weird, bizarre, embarrassing things. And one of the things that has recently helped me was one of the protocols I found online, that if I would have 2 to 3 cups of chamomile tea a day, it would help my pain issues. And of course, that's not the only thing I've been doing, but that's one of the things I've been doing. And when I start to lax on it, those kind of pain issues start to come back. So it's very interesting. Just simple thing like chamomile tea, being consistent, believing in something, trying it, finding out that it works. Okay, 3 steps. Observe and write down what caused you to feel upset and why it made you feel upset. It doesn't have to be coherent. It doesn't have to be a sentence. It doesn't have to be anything. Just get down. Okay, what is it that caused me to feel upset? And look at it outside of your brain on a piece of paper. Don't judge what or who you believe caused you to feel upset. So don't judge them. Don't judge what or who you believe the thing or the person that caused you to feel upset. Don't judge yourself. So you're not judging the snake. You're not judging Eve. Okay? Just accept it as the most recent trigger to identify what you believe about yourself. So when you get upset about something, the reason you're upset is because it's causing you to believe something about yourself. Because what you believe about others, unless it relates to how you believe about yourself, doesn't really affect you negatively. But if you believe, oh, they're so cool and I'm so not cool, if you believe they're so accomplished and I'm just, you name it, then it causes you to feel bad about yourself. So don't judge that. Accept it as the most recent trigger to identify what you believe about yourself. So that's where we were. and about others and about life. And then 3, release the upset by finding the most empowering learning lesson you can. So the conversation yesterday, I didn't hear a lot of it at all, but I heard a young man speaking with a young woman. Oh, and they were disrespecting me, and they do this, and they were doing this, and they were doing this, and they disrespected me, and they were pretending that they weren't, but you got to watch for that because they act like they're being good, but they're actually not. Kind of like that bless your heart thing in the South. I thought that was a nice thing, but it is not, which is unfortunate because it's something my mom used to say, bless your heart, and it was a loving thing, so it depends on where it comes from. And anyway, so find the empowering lesson. All right, this picture back here is a picture that Michelangelo, it's like, I think it's Adam and God, and I think God is reaching to maybe to give him life, or maybe just Adam's reaching up for direction. I don't know what it is. And some people say, well, there is no God, and that's fine. There is no God in the way that people have identified God for you, but you worship something. Everybody worships something. If you're worried about all the trees dying as if they aren't being planted when they're being used, then, maybe you're a druid and you worship trees. I don't know. Everybody worships something, whatever you care about. If you worship your hair, I need a hair anyway. If you worship whatever you care about a lot, that's kind of one of the things you care about. And that's kind of one of the things you worship. That's kind of one of the things that motivates you to do what you do, when you do, and how you do it. So everybody worships something. And there's God, there's Jesus, there's Allah, there's, I don't know all the names, Krishna, Shiva. I don't know all the names. I don't know all of the, there's Thor. There's Loki. There's all these gods, right? There are all these beings that we impart or energies, or source, or anyway, we get help from somewhere else. And it may be just somewhere deep within our brain. It may be just in here. Who knows? We really don't know. We believe. We act on, where's my little faith thing? It's not here. We act on faith as if, until we learn, oh, wait a minute, that's not the way it is. The scientific method is just a method of testing faith, exercising faith. So there we are on that page. Now, where do you run? Where do you run when you're upset? Do you go to your page and do you write down what caused you to feel upset, why it made you feel upset? Or do you stuff your face full of something, or shoot up with something, or go shopping online with something, or binge something? Whatever it is, it's irrelevant what it is, other than that maybe some things are harder to stop than others. But if you're upset about A, and you go do something that has nothing to do with A, you're still going to be upset when you're done doing this thing, when all of the whatever runs out, or when you realize that, man, I feel worse now than I did when I started. Where do you run? Where do you run that works? The place I run that works is to music. That's, sometimes a walk can do it. I'm really tempted to share with you my most recent song called Running. I will end with it because it's not as good as I would like it to be. But it is pretty. So if you want to stay to the end, you can hear it. It's just a piano piece. But before that, I'm going to sing this song called from a long time. I'm on a exercise ball. Called I Am Weak. And not because I like to focus that I'm weak, but that I like to focus that I am not all that. I'm lacking. And whoever, whatever, however I name my God, however you name your God, you are lacking. And if you don't think you are, then you're lacking in a little bit of humility. And unfortunately, you're going to get knocked down hard. And if you're not careful, you're going to shame yourself as opposed to recognize that, oh, wow, this is a place for me to learn and to grow and to connect up with that truth, with that source energy, with that God, with that whatever it is, however you name your strength when you are weak. I need strength in the darkness I can't see. You have shown me what is good, what you require of me. Do justly. My trust in God, not fear what flesh can do. God, I'll put my trust in God and not fear what flesh can do. I'll put my trust in you. The world beckons. I lose sight of your face and wonder. Your grace sufficient though I cannot comprehend. Your mercy brings me strength in weakness, joy in sorrow, light in darkness, peace in pain. God, I put my trust in God, not fear what flesh can do. God, I put my trust in God, not fear what flesh can do. I'll put my trust in you. When I choose to run away, you let me. And when I start to fall, you pick me up, you pick me up, you pick me up, that's all. And give me strength in weakness, joy in sorrow, light in darkness, peace in pain. not fear what flesh can do. I'll put my trust in you. Whatever you worship, whoever your God is, whatever you call that energy that gives you that enlightened information that you need at the right time, that's what this represents. That's what Jesus represents for me. You know, when I first started sharing a lot of my songs, some people were very, very, very supportive. Thankfully, my husband was, and so were my children for the most part. My very, very youngest, when he was little, he'd go, "Stop song, Mom." I'd be holding him and I'd be playing my guitar and he'd go, "Stop," pull my face to his face. "No, you pay attention to me." So for the most part, but he's supportive now. Anyway, I digress. In this song, I have a part that says, do justly. I'll do what you require of me. And I think it might be in Jeremiah. I don't know. It's in one of the Old Testament scriptures where it says, "You've shown me what is good and what you require of me." And do justly is one of the things. And I thought that meant do what was right, do what was whatever. And yes, that is. But it also has to do with being in alignment with your goal. You have to justify. You have to align your actions, your thoughts, your feelings, the places you are have to be in an alignment. They have to be in alignment, whichever way you want to do it. If you want to think of it justifying on a page like up like this and say you're here and you want to be going there, or if you want to say it's like water level and it's leveling up and leveling up and leveling up, and you've got to get up to the next, I think it's called a lock in the water, so that you can go to the next place. You've got to be in alignment with where you're going. You've got to be the right shape of peg to fit into the right hole that you're trying to go into. You have to be justified. You have to be aligned. Truth is a beautiful thing. So where do you run when you need to run? It will come to my piano. That's what I do these days. It used to always be my guitar. And now it's a lot of times my piano, except when we're in the car and I got my little pink guitar. And this song is called Running Away from What I Cannot Do. Anyway, that's what a cool title, right? So I'm going to close this off now, and then I'm going to finish with this. And this is just me seeing if I can do it. To release upset, observe, write down what caused you to feel upset and why it made you feel upset. I mean, if you want to know, if you want to release it, you're going to have to align yourself with releasing it. You're going to have to do what is required, because you're the only one who can release your upset. It's not the snake's fault you're upset. It's not Eve's fault you're upset. It's your fault. It's not your fault you're offended by what they say, or they don't say, or the look they give you. It was hard for me to feel rejection in my own church. It was hard for me to feel rejection in other Christian churches. But one of the things that I hold to is that one of the actually articles of faith is what it's called, is that in the church I still attend, even though I struggle there. As life is, it's a mess, and we get to struggle through it. But one of the articles of faith says we claim the privilege of worshiping Almighty God according to the dictates of our own conscience, and we allow all men the same privilege, all people the same privilege. Let them worship how, when, or what they may. And worshiping the universe, worshiping whatever, it doesn't matter whether you call it Almighty God. We allow that. And so I'm trusting that in the church I go to, even though I don't see things the same way that I was raised seeing them, that maybe I'll still be allowed to have a part in sharing the truths that I do have in common. I wonder if anybody ever has all truths in common with each other, right? I think we're probably all in our little dots on the matrix. Anyway, I am grateful you joined me today. I hope that something I said was inspiring, was encouraging to you as you go through your days, and try to make them great for you so that you can help and encourage somebody else to continue to strive and to try. I'll sign off now, and then I'm going to end with this song. Hopefully I do it okay. I'm Sarah D. Make it a great day.